The cleaner your house is, the faster your body destroys itself. We have this obsession with purity. You go to the supermarket, and entire aisles are dedicated to eradication, sprays that kill 99.9% of all known bacteria, wipes with bleach, soaps with chemicals you can't even pronounce. We scrub the kitchen counters until they squeak. We boil the baby bottles. We slather our hands in alcohol gel the absolute moment we touch a doorknob. We think we are building a fortress. We think we are keeping the monsters out. But inside that fortress, something is going terribly wrong. The sudden coughing fits, the unexplained rashes, the kid down the street who goes into shock if he even breathes near a peanut. We look at these things, and we immediately blame the outside world. We blame the peanuts. We blame the pollen. We blame the cat hair. But the cat hair isn't the problem. The pollen is just plant dust floating in the breeze. The real threat isn't coming from the air outside. It's coming from the bleach under your sink. It is the absolute, terrifying absence of dirt. We spent a century wiping out the invisible world, thinking we were winning a war. We didn't realize that the enemy we were systematically destroying was actually keeping us alive. Everyone knows the old story. You ask your grandparents, and they will tell you. 50 years ago, kids played in the mud. They ate dirt. They shared chewed-up apples. They got sick, they got better, and life moved on. Today, a kid eats a tiny piece of a strawberry, and their throat closes up. They have to carry adrenaline pens just to go to a birthday party. You have seen the numbers, even if you don't realize it. They are terrifying. In the West, autoimmune diseases and severe allergies have shot up by 300% in just the last 50 years. 300%. That is not a slow, natural genetic drift. Human biology doesn't evolve that fast. That is a sudden, violent crash. Back in 2003, a researcher at University College London named Graham Rook was staring at this exact data. He saw the skyrocketing asthma rates. He saw the eczema. He saw human bodies literally attacking themselves. And he noticed something deeply weird. This wasn't happening everywhere. It was only happening in cities. It was happening in the wealthiest, most sanitized, aggressively clean countries on Earth. If you go to a remote village in a developing nation, where kids are running barefoot through farm waste, where the water isn't pumped full of chlorine, allergies practically do not exist. Asthma is a ghost. The air is dustier. The food is dirtier, but the bodies are stronger. We used to think that an allergic reaction was just your body failing, a glitch in the system, a moment of weakness. Rook realized it was the exact opposite. An allergy isn't your body failing to protect you. An allergy is your body trying to protect you from absolutely nothing. Think about it like this. Your immune system is a massive, heavily armed standing military. It has one job: identify threats, hunt them down, and destroy them. For millions of years, that military had a lot of work to do. But then, almost overnight, in the grand scheme of things, we took their jobs away. We paved the roads. We sanitized the water. We wrapped all our food in sterile plastic. We took away the enemy. But you can't just tell an army of trillions of highly trained cells to stand down. They are wired to fight. They are buzzing with energy. And when there are no real enemies left to fight, they start looking for fake ones. A harmless piece of pollen floats through the filtered air of your pristine office. In a normal world, your immune system would look at it, yawn, and ignore it. But in a sterile world, the bored, unemployed soldiers spot it. They panic. They pull the fire alarm. They drop a biological nuclear bomb on a microscopic speck of dust. That is what an asthma attack is. That is your throat swelling up. It is not a sign of a weak system. It is a sign of a violently aggressive military with entirely too much free time. This isn't just a metaphor. Rook called this the old friends hypothesis, and the mechanics of it are terrifyingly literal. Let's look at your ancestors. Let's go back 100,000 years. Imagine a group of early humans waking up. They didn't have memory foam. They slept directly on the soil. They didn't have running water. They ate roots covered in earth. They drank from streams. They shared their food, their shelter, and their bodies with millions of parasites, microscopic worms, and bacteria. To our modern minds, it sounds completely disgusting. We would look at them and think they were infested. But to their immune system, that dirt was a classroom. Every single day, their bodies swallowed millions of microscopic organisms, and their immune system had to make split-second, life-or-death decisions. Is this new bacteria trying to kill me, or is it just passing through? Is this worm a deadly threat, or just a harmless freeloader? To figure this out, your immune system relies on specific cells. They are called T-cells. Think of these T-cells as the top generals of the army. They are the ones who control the inflammation. They are the ones who give the final order to attack, or the order to hold fire. But here's the crazy part. The generals do not inherently know the rules of engagement. They aren't born with a perfect, pre-programmed map of every enemy in the world. They need a manual. They need to be taught. And for millions of years, that instruction manual was provided entirely by the dirt. The old friends, the harmless bacteria, and the mild parasites that our ancestors lived with, they didn't just sit around in our guts doing nothing. They actively communicated with our T-cells. They sent out chemical signals that basically said, hey, we are cool. Don't overreact. Save your heavy artillery for the real killers. The dirt was literally training our immune system how to behave. It was the daily software update that our biology needed to run smoothly without crashing. Now, cut back to you. You wake up on a sanitized mattress treated with anti-dust mite chemicals. You wash your face with antibacterial soap that strips away everything. You drink heavily filtered water. You eat an apple grown in sterilized soil, sprayed with pesticides, and washed in a chlorine bath. You sit in an office building where the air is mechanically filtered 3 times before it ever touches your lungs. You have completely cut off the software update. Your T-cells are still inside you. They are still standing guard. But they are blind. They have never met the old friends. They have never been trained by the dirt. So, when a microscopic piece of peanut protein randomly enters your bloodstream, the untrained generals lose their minds. They don't have those ancient bacteria whispering, calm down, into their chemical receptors. They have no frame of reference. They just see an unidentified foreign object. And because they don't know any better, they order a full-scale, devastating inflammatory strike. The red, itchy rashes, the swelling, the terrifying anaphylactic shock. It is a biological panic attack. We spent a century trying to build a safer world by killing absolutely everything microscopic around us. We thought we were just cleaning the house. We never realized that we were throwing out the only instruction manual our body had. So, where does this leave us? We are trapped in a terrifying feedback loop of our own making. Every time we get an unexplained rash, every time a new, bizarre allergy pops up in the neighborhood, what is our instinct? We clean more. We buy stronger soap. We install better air purifiers in the bedroom. We run even further away from the dirt, desperately hoping that if we just make things sterile enough, the sickness will finally stop. But it won't, because the sterility is the sickness. Our absolute, unwavering obsession with purity has created a bloody civil war right inside our own veins. We are not protecting our children by keeping them inside all day. We are not saving them by keeping them away from the mud, away from the dogs, away from the messy, unfiltered reality of the natural world. We are just disarming them. We are handing them over, completely defenseless, to a modern world where a peanut is somehow deadlier than a parasite. Some people will listen to this and say it is just the necessary price of modern medicine. They will argue that the harsh soaps and the bleach saved us from cholera. They saved us from the plague. They pulled us out of the dark ages of infectious disease. They will say that a few allergies and some asthma are a perfectly fair trade for living past the age of 30. I say they are completely missing the point. We didn't just kill the plagues. We killed the peacemakers. We wiped out the only biological mediators we ever had. And now, we are left totally alone in a sterile room, with an army that is slowly turning its weapons on us. We thought we conquered the dirt, but the dirt is getting its revenge.